and welcome to the AgriBusiness Global Report. My name is Sarah Webb, editor of AgriBusiness Global and host of today's show. In this episode, I speak with Gastón Salinas, CEO of Botanical Solution, about the company's recent partnership with Syngenta, how the partnership came about, and more. Thanks for tuning in. Gastón, thank you so much for joining me today. Can you talk to me a little bit about the partnership between Botanical Solution and Syngenta?
Of course, it all goes back to 2015 when we initiated conversations with them in Switzerland as part of ABIM, this flagship event that brings the industry every year together in the space of biologicals. And then I think between 2016 and 2017, the product was prioritized for testing internally at Syngenta, not only in Switzerland, but also in Chile, where basically BSI had a main operation back then. Between 2018 and 2019, it was all about setting up a distribution agreement, starting with Chile, then Peru follow in 2021, and more recently, earlier this year, we signed a global agreement with Syngenta to make Equilibrium available across the Americas initially, although we have a much more ambitious business plan for Equilibrium, and hopefully we can continue to expand this collaboration with Syngenta across the globe. In the last few weeks, Equilibrium also received registration from Mexican regulatory authorities, which is really exciting. So now we will be rolling out the product in that country in the next few weeks. So really exciting news in connection with this partnership with Syngenta.
Oh, that's great news. And can you talk to me? Do you think that this partnership between BSI and Syngenta represents a broader trend of partnerships happening within the industry?
I would say to some extent, yes. When you look at the biostimulant and biocontrol industries, I think they are facing a fair amount of commoditization at this point in time. So highly differentiated products with clear regulatory path, solid efficacy data, and competitive price points, I would say will continue to find top-tier partners like Syngenta. But that value proposition need to be crafted in order to, I would say, play a role in this space.
Okay. And can you talk to me also a little bit about what BSI did beforehand to kind of position itself as a viable partner for Syngenta?
I would say big companies like Syngenta are constantly assessing category defining products. I think this is the case for Equilibrium. What BSI brings to this partnership is basically a very differentiated value proposition, especially in the space of botanicals. I think if you connect that with sustainability, quality in terms of manufacturing and products, and extensive validation, not only from the industry but also through academia, and you put together multiple seasons of field trials and testing in different geographies, I think everything comes together to I would say be able to provide a solid story, compelling story for a partner like Syngenta.
Okay. And do you have any other advice for companies who may be looking to enter into partnerships with some of those companies like Syngenta?
Yeah, I would say generally for those companies, look for product categories that are less crowded. For example, insecticides, bioherbicides are sort of products that are in high demand. So I think there is an appetite from the industry to get access to more reliable and highly efficacious products. But of course, it's harder in order to get there. At the same time, as I said before, solid efficacy data, regulatory strategy, a solid manufacturing model, and a strategy that has been well de-risked. I think those components make part of a more compelling story. I think we never really need to sort of lose perspective on what those partners are sort of looking for, right? So these products need to fit into those portfolios in those bigger organizations. But apart from that, I think there is a true and genuine appetite for innovation in the space.
Well said. And is there anything else that you would like to add on the topic?
I would say I think we will continue to see consolidation in the biological space and biological market in general. Startup companies in this space will need to be prepared for a long chasm between discovery and market validation. But I would say the ones with solid value proposition will prevail over time. And I think we don't need to forget that biologicals have been out there for a few decades now. So I think the market is well educated. So looking at the bright side, there should be higher adoption of those products again if those stories are compelling to make that happen.
Absolutely. And thank you so much again, Gaston, for joining me today. We really appreciate your insights.
Thank you for having me.
Thanks again for joining for this segment of the Agribusiness Global Report. I'm your host, Sarah Webb. Until next time.